Hello, and today we are here to talk about the benefits of letting go instead of holding on. And when I say letting go instead of holding on, I mean to past events or to situations that are holding us back, maybe even relationships. So it's just how we are able to let go instead of holding on to things so that we can move forward, so we can grow. Okay, so holding on, this tends to be because past situations can cause us a lot of pain if they aren't dealt with. So you might have gone through something and actually that's what's causing you to hold on, because you're thinking, well, if I let go of this, then that means that I'm not the person who I intend to be, or it means that whatever happened then didn't mean something. So it's caused by a need to try and resolve it, but without working through the situation. It's important to know when to let go of an attachment to either a relationship or a past event to be able to move forward. There are some things that you don't want to let go of. A loved one perhaps passing away. Like, obviously you need to be able to continue with your own life, but you don't want to let go of that relationship. You don't want to forget about it. That isn't healthy for you. Whereas there are other relationships that might be having an impact upon your mental health, your mental well-being, and having a detrimental effect over you, or a past event that you just can't seem to get past at the moment, which is holding you back from being able to be the best version of yourself. And when that's happening, that's when you go, okay, this is the time that I need to be able to let go of this event, to be able to move forward, to grow, and to enjoy my life. So holding on causes you pain, not the person you're holding on to. A lot of the time, when we hold on, particularly to people, it's because there's frustration there, there's anger, there's something that makes you just think, oh, if I hold on to this is going to really see it through, and that person will know that I am holding on, and there's weight behind it, okay? But actually, holding on in that way doesn't impact upon anybody else other than yourself. So it's noticing that actually holding on causes you more pain than it causes any good for you. This frequently, as I said before, happens when it feels like there's unresolved issues on your part. So if you feel like you wanted to try something differently, or you didn't have an opportunity to say or do something, often it's when there issues or events from when we were children and now we're adults. We can see different ways of dealing with things, or we have different expectations of ourselves, but we're holding that against our child self, which isn't very kind to our child self. Our child self dealt with the situation at the time as best as it knew how. So it's just having a bit of kindness to go, okay, there is an unresolved issue. I'm going to work that through. I'm going to let it go, and then I can move on. And also be mindful of guilt when this happens. We can feel a lot of guilt, particularly if letting go of a situation or a person, we feel like that isn't fair on them, even if they've hurt us. So remember that this is completely normal to have a little feeling of guilt, but also recognise, how is this helping me? How does it help me to hold on to this person just because of a feeling of guilt, a feeling of responsibility? Because actually you're responsible for yourself, for your own well-being, and if this is affecting you and your well-being, then overall the greater benefit is for letting go, because that will also give greater benefits to those who are around you as well. So it is really important to be able to let go of things. So when we let go, this is an amazing feeling. As you can see from the picture, sometimes holding on, look at that pain in that hand as it's desperately gripping onto the rope, which is cutting into it. And then realising actually letting go allows those wounds to heal. Okay, so letting go frees you from your pain and attachment. It allows you to move forward with your life, and is the kindest thing that you can do, not only for yourself, but for other people around you, because it means you're showing up as the best version of yourself, because you're no longer weighed down by the weight of the past, and you can just be much more relaxed. So this is really good, and it's really good for others too. Okay, so being able to let go of things involves the cycle of acceptance. So what you need to do is notice the event or the person and where the resistance comes from. Does it come from you feeling you should have done something different, or they should have done something different? Or what is it that's holding you in this cycle of holding on to this event or to this relationship? Then you need to accept what happened as it happened. Accept this person as they were. Accept you as you were. Accept the event as it was. So often it's our expectation of something not being met that means that we feel pain. So when we've had a painful relationship or a painful event in our past, it's because it should have happened a different way, it should have played out a different way, and we're still holding on to that. So it's being able to go, okay, that wasn't very nice. I appreciate that it hurt me a lot and this was a really bad situation, but that is how it played out. That was what the relationship was, and I accept that because that was then and I'm moving on now. So then that's when you can start to think about, what can you learn from this? So what can you take from this situation? Is it ways in which you would look after yourself better? Is it just going, okay, holding on, that wasn't very helpful for me. I can notice why I've been doing that. I've noticed that that brings up this for me. It makes me feel undervalued. Okay, maybe I need to seek more value in my life. I need to value myself more. I need to seek more value from those around me. So what can I learn? And then how can I use this to grow? So as I said, if you've learned that it makes you feel undervalued, that situation, and that's why you've been holding on to it, okay, so it's important. Value and you being valued is really important to you. So how can you use that to grow? Okay, well, I'm going to make sure I consider my self-worth. I give myself more me time. So it's just how you can use it. And there might be lots of different ways that work for different people. But how can I use this? Maybe it's noticing in a relationship, actually, I go for someone that tends to put me down a lot, and that made me feel really weak, and that relationship really drained me. And I'm going to notice that at the beginning of a relationship. Okay, that person puts me down a lot. I'm either going to voice this and say that that isn't acceptable and maintain my boundaries and manage my boundaries, or I can walk away before I get to a point of getting hurt. So it's just, how can you use that information that you've then got to grow? And lastly, then you're able to let it go and move forward. So it's key for the cycle of acceptance. You notice what the event was, you accept it as it was, and then you work out how you can grow from it. And once you've done that, you've kind of closed that cycle. Whereas before it was kind of unresolved, this has allowed you to resolve it. Okay, so this is your meditation to help you let go of past events and past relationships that are causing you stress and not helping you anymore. So just take a moment to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and close your eyes. And just imagine the event or the person that is causing you stress, that you're holding on to, that you know isn't doing you any good. And I want you to just sit with that for a second. Just notice where the pain comes from, and notice what it is about that person and you that is helping you hold on, or has kept you holding on as long. And whilst you're thinking about that and what it is that's holding you together, I want you to notice that there's a cord between you, a red cord binding you to that person or to that event. And now you can see that cord. I want you to notice where you feel the most resistance and pain within your body. So just take a moment whilst you're breathing. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And start at your feet. Do you notice any pain at your feet? Notice your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your tummy, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your fingers, your head, your face. Notice where you're holding on to anything. Notice where the tension comes from. And notice where the pain and resistance is. What is it about this situation that you wish you could change, that you wish that you could have done differently? And just sit with that for a moment. And now I want you to take in a deep breath, a nice deep breath in through your nose. Inhaling your strength. And again, in through your nose. Inhaling every bit of strength you have and breathe out. And breathe out this resistance and this pain that's been holding you back. And in this moment, I want you to accept what happened. I know that's really hard, so breathe through any resistance that you feel whilst you're doing this, but just accept how you were in this situation, how those around you were. I want you to accept the event as it was, even if it was a really painful event, which a lot of them will be, but just accept it because it has happened. That is how it happened, and you cannot change that. You can grow from it. You don't have to be defined by it, but whilst you're holding on to it, that doesn't allow you to accept it and to let go. So just forgive yourself for whatever it is about that event that you find really hard to deal with, whether you think you should have done something differently, whether you're holding weight over your child self for behaving in a more adult way that you would now behave. So breathe in acceptance and forgiveness, and breathe out the pain and the resistance. So just take a few deep breaths with that now with me. So breathe in your strength, your resilience, and your acceptance, and breathe out the pain and the resistance and the frustration. Breathe in the acceptance. Accept it as it was. Accept how you were. And breathe out the pain. Take time, as I say, to forgive yourself, and take time to accept the event and the other people, and to whatever state you can, forgive them for your sake, not for theirs, but for yours. Okay? So just accept them as they were. You might wish that they'd behaved in different ways. You might wish the situation was different. Just notice what it was. And it hurt you, but you can grow past this and you can let it go. So breathe in the acceptance of them and the situation, and breathe out the resistance and the pain. Breathe in the acceptance because it's happened, and breathe out the pain because you survived, because you're still going. Okay? So now I want you to imagine, with love, with kindness for yourself and for the other person if that helps you, or for the event if that helps you, but with kindness and love, I want you to see this cord that is holding you to this other person, to this event that's holding you back. And I want you to notice your own strength growing from within. So you've got that red cord and you can see it, but your strength is growing. So start focusing on your center as being a ball of light. And notice this ball of light growing the more you breathe. So breathe in And that ball of light that was just a tiny little ball of light, the centre of you, is now growing and radiating outwards. So it's grown from the size of a seed. It's now an apple. It's growing again. It's now a melon. It's encompassing the whole centre of your being. And you can just feel this light growing through you, through your stomach, through your spine. Breathe in. Notice the light growing down your legs. You can feel the strength, the energy, the resilience of you, and the love of you in this light, which is going down your legs. It's going through your body. It's going out your arms to your fingertips. It's going in your head. It's floating out the top of your head. And once you feel this calm, energized light all around you, I want you to notice you can now take this cord and you can cut it, because you're strong, your strength, your resilience is all there. You can cut that cord that's holding you to this past event, to this relationship that's hurting you, and you can gently pass it back. You don't need it anymore. You've let it go. Okay, so that's going to take a few goes. That's going to be hard to let go of. So just breathe in and breathe out, and just push your hand out and let go of the rope a bit. And breathe in again, noticing your strength, your inner resilience that you have built up over these years. And notice that it isn't helping you, so you're ready to let it go now. So just start to let your hand open and let that cord go. And one last breath in. You can feel your strength rising, and you've just let it go. You haven't thrown it, you've just let go, passed that cord back, and now you're just on your own. It's gone. And that's an exhilarating feeling. It can be a bit scary, but there's also a lightness. The weight of that experience, of that person, is no longer holding you back. You have chosen your own strength. You have chosen to let go. And you can feel the healing now. So imagine water, nice, cool water, not cold, just perfectly temperature, just flowing over your body, and notice how it's washing away the pain. It's washing away the resistance. It's washing away everything that had been trapped in that was holding you back. All the areas of resistance from before are gone. Take one nice, long, deep breath in and out. And you can just sit with yourself as long as you like. And when you're ready, come back to the room and open your eyes. Okay, so how was that, sitting with that meditation? It might have felt challenging in many ways. You might need to do it more than once to feel like you fully let go. It can take a bit of time, but be kind to yourself. You've gone through a lot today, and that was really important. If you want to take a quick screenshot of this so that you can kind of come back to it with your own music on, or at a different point. If not, go back to that point in the video and you can revisit it at your leisure. So recognise that one of the happiest moments in life is when you find the courage to let go of what you cannot change. That is the key. We hold on to events and people that we can't change. We only have the ability to change ourselves. So to change the way that we look at events and different things. So that's the important one. Notice when you can make changes and make them. And if you can't make the changes, then know when is right for you to let go. Thank you for taking the time today for yourself, which is really important. Make sure you're kind to yourself the rest of the day, because that was quite a challenging meditation. And maybe some chocolate, or eat something that makes you feel good and brings you a bit of joy. Because as I said, that was quite challenging, but well done for persevering, and well done for looking after yourself. Take care.